So for our last assignment this week, guys, we're going to look at the Magic 8 Ball assignment. Now, you don't necessarily have to watch this video because the entire solution is given to you in the Magic 8 Ball page. So here's the list of the fortunes that you are going to need, and this is what the program is going to look like. So when you click on this Magic 8 Ball, you're going to ask it a yes or no question, and then it's going to come back with a yes or no type of answer. So in this example here, it says concentrate and ask again. Okay, but it could be any one of these random answers, but they're all like answers to yes or no type questions. And these are the actual original answers that the original 8 Ball had on it when it was bought as a toy back in the day, back in my day. I don't know if they sell these anymore or not, but I'm sure you guys have seen these before, either in a video or in real life. Anyway, after the screenshot comes the entire code. So if you want, you can just copy it out, and I wish you well. However, if you'd like to see me do it sort of a little bit line by line and explain it, that's why I want to do this video, because I wanted to kind of explain the code as we go through it. Alright, now before you even start this thing, guys, you need to make sure that you download the Magic 8 Ball, right? So you're going to click on this, and you're going to, well, there isn't a download button, but you can just right-click and you can save the image as, and then you can save it to your work folder where you're doing your assignment. Okay, so for me, that happens to be in my homeschool folder, and then I've got a folder just for Python, and I've got it organized by week. Hopefully you do as well. And then week 8 is where my Magic 8 Ball Python program is going to be, and that's also where the picture goes, right? So your picture always gets saved in the same location where your Python program is. Alright, so that's going to be there. Okay, so that's a little bit of setup, and now we will take a look at the program kind of line by line just to sort of explain it. And again, I'm basically just going along with what you see here in this page. Alright, so I'm going to take you to my code. Alright, and here's what I've got to start with. Now, yes, this is a tkinter program, so you could use the template, but there's just so much more going on in the template than we need. So I decided just to start this one from scratch and just manually type the little bits of tkinter code I need that are part of the template, and it was just more simple that way. Alright, so all tkinter programs start with these 2 lines of code. Well, actually, not even. They start with just this 1 line of code, from tkinter import star. And then because I'm going to be eventually randomly choosing an item from a list, I need the random tool as well, so I'm importing that. Alright, so the other initial tkinter stuff that we need, and I'll just reveal that to you in the next thing here, is what you see here. Okay, so to generate an app, we have to say app equals tk. We can give it a title, and because it's such a simple app with just 2 rows basically, I'm going to put padding at the end of the first row. So basically there's a bit of a gap between the ball and the fortune, or the yes or no answer that comes out. Alright, and that's basically all the tkinter code we need to get started. Alright, so next we can work on the def. Now we're not going to do all the def right at first, but just enough of it so that we have something that we can point the button to. Alright, so it would look something like this. So def get fortune, and all we're going to do for now is we're going to set the fortunes list to an empty list. Okay, now later we're going to, based on the list that's in the assignment, we can copy and paste that, and we can sort of append all of those fortunes to here as well. Alright, but that's enough to get us started. Now we can start working on the design of it, the interface, the screen. And again, there's only 2 things. There's a button and there's a label. Alright, now you notice the button has a big 8 ball on it that we can click to get our fortune. Alright, so we need an image first. So let's just get the image out there. And again, this is how we do an image. We say ball equals photo image, and then we point to a file. Now I realize as I'm talking you're typing this out, so please, if you're doing the video way to get this done, that's great. But pause it along the way so that you can get caught up. It's easy for me because I've already typed this out. I'm just bringing it back into my code a couple lines at a time. Alright, so there's our image. So we're used to using images, guys, in labels, and a lot of times we've worked with images with tkinter. We've always used a label, but did you know you can also put an image on a button? So in the next line I'm going to show you how to do just that. Alright, so my next line is making a button, which I'm going to call ball button. Okay, but notice that I'm saying, image equals ball rather than text equals click me or something, just like a label, we can assign an image to the button. Now, the button's going to automatically grow to the size of the image, which is what we want, right? So it's going to be a fairly big button that we can click on, which contains the image of the Magic 8 Ball. Now, because I've already got the Get Fortune def started, I can already point to it with my command. Remember, with every button, we need to point it to a def or a command so that it knows what to do when it gets clicked on. So that's going to be for that. Alright, so the only other thing we need, guys, is a label. Here's my label. It's called Fortune Label, alright? And it's initially just going to say ask a yes or no question. The only time it's ever going to say that, guys, is at the very start of the program. And then once you start clicking the 8 ball, then that's going to be replaced with something else, like a random fortune. Okay, so once we've got that, I'm going to spend one line of code just configuring this a bit, because I want it to be bigger, I want it to be taller and wider and different colors. So in one line of code, I can sort of set all of the configuration for this label. Alright, so that's a fairly big line of code, I realize that. But remember, we can configure our labels, or buttons, or anything for that matter, using the .config command. Right, so I'm going to say background color is going to be black, foreground color is going to be white. Font needs its own set of brackets where I give the name of the font, which I'm using impact in quotes, comma, the size of the font. Alright, and then while I'm at it, I'm going to add a width of 30 and a height of 3. So you put all that together and you're going to get a label that looks like what you saw here in the screenshot. Okay, so that's going to make this really wide and tall label with, you know, black background, white text, and then a nice big font. Alright, so it's a bit of code, but I think it's worth the effort because I think that looks a lot better than just a plain old boring label. Alright, so we are almost done here, guys. Back to my code. So we're done with we only need those two things, a label and a button. So now our grid is just 2 lines of code, but that's the next thing, right? We want to put these things on the grid. That looks really easy here, guys. So ball button goes row 1, column 1, and fortune label goes row 2, column 2. So at this point, guys, if you want, you can pause the video and try it out. Now, it's not going to quite work yet because we have to finish up with the get fortunes, but there's enough code here that you can at least get the thing to pop up on your screen if you want to. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to reveal then, which is the big dump of code coming up, is just a list of the fortunes. But it's a lot of code, but it's really easy. All I'm doing is I'm appending like 20 different possible responses that can come when you click on the ball. So you're going to see the code land right in here under Get Fortunes, okay? And again, if you copy and paste and then just sort of add quotes and brackets around all of those fortunes, or answers, I guess is a better name to call them, then you'll save yourself some time. All right, so here's what that's going to look like by the time you're done. Boom. All right. So fortunes.append, it is certain, decidedly so without a doubt. I wouldn't recommend you type all these things out, guys. Obviously, I want them in your program, but please take them from here, okay? And just sort of take them a little bit at a time. So say, like, I'll start with these ones. I'll show you what I did. I basically just copied those, right? And I just, I'll just add them again, but I'll take them back out. So then I just sort of pasted them in here, like that, okay? And then I just typed fortunes.append, like Control-C, right? And I just put it like at the beginning of each of these, right? So it's not that hard. I'm just not going to do them all again because that's kind of boring and I've already done it. So, okay, and then of course, on the end of each of these you need another bracket, so you're just going to go like that. Okay, now do make sure though, like it wants to be here like against the wall, but it's got to be indented, right? Because it's part of your def, so it's all got to line up perfectly. Okay, so what you can do is you can just highlight all the stuff, and I think you can just hit the tab key and you can sort of bring it in. Alright, so that's kind of how I did that to save myself some time. Alright, so I'm going to take that back out, so I don't need that because I've already got it from before. There we go. Alright, so then after we've listed all of our fortunes in the list, one more line of text and then I'm done. So the fortune label, I'm going to set the text to a random fortune. Okay, so R, which is my random generator from up here, remember I showed you sort of as a last minute thought in the first video that you can use the choice command with a list, so it'll just randomly pick, it'll choose a random thing out of the fortunes list, so it'll be one of these things here. And then whichever one it picks, we're going to assign that to be the text of my fortune label. And that, my friends, is the 8-ball program. Alright, so I'm going to run this just to show off my great program here so that you can see how it works. So here it comes. All right, there we go. All right, so see this big, it's a big button. Now, I think on a Mac it kind of makes the whole thing gray when I press down on it. I'm not sure if it does that on Windows as much or not. I'm not really a fan of how it goes dark like that when you click and hold on it. But it is a button, it works. So as I click this, um, you know, it comes up with yes or no questions. So let me test it right now. Magic 8 Ball, are we going to be coming out of COVID anytime in the near future? Yes, definitely. Although, that was the same answer I got before. So you may rely on it. Okay, so there, I got 2 confirmations from Magic 8 Ball that we are going to come out of COVID soon. So hopefully my Magic 8 Ball's right. All right, but you can use this to ask any kind of yes or no question. You'd be surprised what answers you get back. All right, guys. So that's it for the Magic 8 Ball, and that's it for our list theory and our list programs. All right, so next week, like I mentioned, we're not learning anything new anymore. We're just going to take what we've learned so far and we're going to put it together into a final project, which I will reveal to you in week 9 at the beginning of June. So when you are done this, there is a Dropbox for week 8, and I'm hoping that you'll send me 3 programs: the Magic 8 Ball, the Cheap Expensive Hotels, and then the first one we did, which was like the below and above average mark list. All right, and I will see you next week for our final ISU assignment. And take care for now.